This is a battle in the Wolf Flash tournament, and it's not just any battle. I have to preface this by saying that I have tried to upload the other battles from the Wolf Flash tournament, tried to record them. I have no idea what's going on with my recording software at the moment, because I have had so many glitches, and some of the battles, they have been great ones, but I just cannot watch them and record them for the fourth time. Imagine watching the same Rome 2 battle for an hour 3 times in a row. It's just... it takes up too much time, and I might have to go back and revisit them, because there were some great ones. And I also want to... quite a few of you have been sending replays from just friendly battles. And I would love to do more commentary on people's friendly battles, because they are usually a bit different than the competitive battles. But once I commit to doing a tournament like the Use It Lose It tournament, that takes priority because it's time sensitive, whereas friendly battles not so time sensitive. And these series of battles are battles sent to me by Iraklis, because I specifically asked him, I believe, for some battles. I had before the Use It Lose It tournament. He'd been off the radar for so long, and I kind of wanted to see what Iraklis does now with his armies. So here he's commanding Baktria. He has a Bactrian Royal Guard. He has 6 Thorax Swords, so no pikes this time. Then he has 4 Eastern Slingers, 4 Bactrian Noble Horse, Mercenary Scythian Horse Archers. He's playing against Baktria. Baktria has Tarentines on each flank, Scythe Chariot, bit of an odd choice against Baktria there. Then Median Cavalry for Median Cavalry. Median Cavalry isn't bad. I'm sorry, 5 Median Cavalry. Median Cavalry isn't bad. In fact, Median Cavalry is very good, aside from the fact that they are medium. So against enemy cavalry, they do a decent enough job. It's just that they are not anywhere near as effective as the Bactrian Noble Horse. Then we also have the Thorax Swords. We have some Persian Hoplites on the flanks, Hillmen. So the Bactrian Mercenary Scythian Horse Archers are going to be very important here. And also, I thought one of the reasons why I wanted to show these battles is because they are with factions that you don't see too much anymore. You don't see the Seleucids, you don't see chariots. Baktria was a really powerful faction at some point, but they've sort of slid off into the backwater of Rome 2 factions that aren't top tier, because they're not Celtic, Greek. So yeah, the Tarentines get hammered here by the Mercenary Scythians. Mercenary Scythians not using heavy shot at this point, and as you can see, Iraklis always supporting his Mercenary Scythian horse with his Bactrian cavalry. And he's actually firing. This is such a weird thing to do for Iraklis, that he fires on a unit like Persian Hoplites. Like, he'll just hammer any old cheap spear unit, and from a certain standpoint it makes sense. From another, it's just completely batshit crazy using horse archers to kill Persian Hoplite. Here the Tarentines kiting away. They can take a substantial amount of damage. The Seleucids are pushing in the center while holding off the flanks here, and it might not be a bad idea, because Iraklis has far more tied off to the side than what the Seleucids are committing here. So it might be a good idea here to push, and because quite a bit of the Bactrian cavalry is away now. There are only the 2 units of Bactrian Noble Horse. Tarentines moving up through the back, and all these hillmen and Thorax Swords need to do, they just need to stop the Thorax Swords, and then the side chariots can wreak havoc. So Iraklis is wisely pulling away. He doesn't want this engagement. Looks like the Tarentines were hit by some precursors, yep, from these Thorax Swords. Still running around and being annoying. They're only active, and they are firing into the unshielded side, so this is some good micro here. Getting the most out of the ammunition. They will get quite a few kills here, firing into the unshielded side like this. Meanwhile, Iraklis is wasting his horse archer ammo on Persian hoplites. He's also done some damage to the archers here, but these are not important units. Here come the chariots, by the way. Nope, they decided against it. The Tarentines took the casualties from the thorax swords, but now they're fine. The chariots really wouldn't have been a good idea to get in there. They would have been precursored. The Baktria noble horse was nearby, so the Seleucids need to engage and then... But I think it's such a weird thing that Iraklis has all of his horse archers over here, because horse archers with heavy shot do a great job in taking down chariots, actually. Frontal cav charge from the Median cav. Double frontal cav charge against both the general and the thorax swords. Cav charge down the line, so the Median cavalry is actually getting in here without taking too many casualties. Here they took casualties, but they do send the thorax swords flying, and this is the Seleucid strategy. It all comes down to whether the Seleucid chariots are able to run down the line and cause casualties. The cavalry is being pulled out, the thorax swords are engaging. This is very nicely done by the Seleucid player. Now these side chariots need to be microed like crazy, because there is Baktria noble horse coming in towards the side chariots. We should see the side chariots kills start to increase. The Baktria noble horse isn't able to stop the chariots effectively, so they could cause more casualties here. They are taking fire, should start dropping fairly soon. Persian light archers and eastern slingers focusing down on them. So you can see the kills are starting to approach 100. The Baktria noble horse taking casualties by following the side chariots here. 120, they're causing massive casualties, and not only that, but the thorax swords got hammered by cavalry as well. So this engagement is looking very, very good for the Seleucids. Here we have 2 against 1, Bactrian noble horse fighting up against Median cav. We have the Tarentine cavalry running riot into the eastern slingers. Then we have the side chariots once again causing havoc, almost at 200 kills at this point. So I don't see what Baktria is going to do about this. Mercenary Scythian horse archers can't have much ammunition remaining on their bows, but the Baktria noble horse is beasting it out against the Median cav. That could be an X factor in this battle, but the side chariots are just destroying the Bactrian. Now they might be in trouble. That they're running into the Bactrian Royal Guard. The Bactrian Royal Guard might poke down a few chariots. Yep, there, you see that? The chariots go down. And they actually made it out of there. Chaos in the Seleucid backlines. But yeah, the chariots are going to get probably 250 kills here. Still, although that engagement was... I mean, look at how hard the Seleucid infantry won the central engagements here. They won that quite convincingly, but now there are only 3 chariots here, and they're about to break. So yeah, they're going to rout, might even shatter here. So that should see at least some of the Seleucid units. Well, most of the Seleucid units are actually winning, and the Seleucid general still alive. 115 kills for him. Some of the Bactrian, the Bactrian noble horse that was fighting 2 Median cav, it just won. It just beasted them. So they kind of need to engage from the Persian, disengage from the Persian hoplites here. Didn't manage to do that. The mercenary Scythian horse running away from the Median cav. 7 minutes left of this game. This is quite insane. That there's still 7 minutes remaining. So the Bactrian Royal Guard will do well because they're able to use battle rhythm, second wind, and that together with phalanx is going to allow them to kill quite a few thorax swords, unless the phalanx bugs out, but it doesn't bug out completely. And of course here the mercenary Scythian horse archers, more than able to charge down a unit of archers. So I don't see these guys over here firing. They might be out of ammunition. So much Seleucid left on the field. And the chariots actually came back. They didn't shatter. They came back. So Baktria consolidating way off here. And there is no Baktria noble horse. 2 Baktria noble horse at above 40 men. And 1 Baktria noble horse at 25 men. So that's... I mean, if they can pull this out, it would be amazing. But I'm not really sure. The Bactrian Royal Guard is winning slightly now. But the Hillmen are going to do really well in this type of engagement, because of their high armor penetration access. Still, when the heavy Bactrian noble horse start charging into this blob here, things might turn bad for the Seleucid infantry. We'll see though, because these hillmen are... I mean, just a few rear charges here could just break the Seleucid units if the Bactrian units can get there before the Bactrian Royal Guard die, because they're attacked in the rear and they might break very soon. So here the thorax swords get hit, they're exhausted. Cavalry should just continue through here. The Bactrian Royal Guard holding off for a long time. The chariot doesn't really want to engage, it seems. It's very tired. But it looks like the Bactrian general is about to die or rout. Being war-cried and intimidated. So now he won't be able to use battle rhythm. He won't be able to use second wind. And the Bactrian noble horse doing a lot of damage to the exhausted thorax swords. Amazing how long this general has held off the Bactrian Royal Guard general. Still, there is this cavalry left fighting the Median cavalry. The Median cavalry losing decisively here. Although the Bactrian cav is very tired, so Eastern Slingers, still a bit of ammo remaining. They have very few kills, so these skirmishers might have a lot of ammunition left. Just don't know at this point. They still have their slings, they still have their bows, so that means that there is ammunition left. And the mercenary Scythian horse, I don't see any... yeah, they probably don't have ammunition left. They're just charging into the hillmen, into the exhausted hillmen. 195 kills there. And here the Bactrian noble horse is winning. The chariots in even combat. If the Bactrian noble horse could just kill this side chariot, it would be massive. So the mercenary Scythian horse taking care of another unit of archers. The Bactrian noble horse, the Tarentines actually managed to get into the Eastern Slingers, but now they are getting killed by the Bactrian noble horse. With only 2 chariots left now, and the Bactrian noble horse is following. So you need very heavy cavalry in order to stop chariots reliably. Now there are only a few spaghetti Seleucid infantry units left. And this is very interesting because the general is about to be off the field. Here's the chariot general. And he is routing, he's shattered. So by the time he makes it off the field, the morale penalty is going to make itself felt here for the Seleucid units. And the mercenary Scythian horse archers being used to great effect here against the hillmen. The general recently died actually. So that wasn't the general, presumably. The general recently died for the Seleucids. So now the thorax swords are taking fire, and yet again we see Baktria winning by virtue of having cavalry and skirmishers left and horse archers left. And yet again we see the Seleucid infantry killing off the Bactrian infantry, and the Seleucids just lacking the cavalry and the horse skirmishers to be able to deal with Baktria. Needs to be said though, this was an extremely close battle that could have gone either way. But the Bactrian noble horse prevailed over the Median cav. And the kills aren't that impressive for the Bactrian noble horse. They are game winning by virtue of being there. The kills aren't that impressive for the Eastern Slingers. The Seleucid engagement, the Seleucid cav engagement, with first the cavalry, then the infantry and then the chariot. it was a very well orchestrated attack, but I think that played into the Seleucids losing this battle, because the cavalry would have taken hit point damage. When you have evenly matched infantry, these thorax swordsmen would have spent a lot of time killing each other. So when you have a unit like an elephant or a chariot, I think the frontal cav YOLO is overkill. It damages your cavalry. It means that once your cavalry pulls out and engages superior enemy cavalry, they are going to die faster. And all the Seleucid infantry would have needed to do was get in, tie down the units, and then the chariots could have gotten in while the cavalry held off the Bactrian noble horse and waited for infantry support. So there is a time and a place for most tactics, and the frontal cav YOLO, when you have equally matched infantry and a special unit, might not be necessary. It becomes risky with a smaller reward than if you are attacking high charge infantry, because the charge of these thorax swords, they have 18 charge. It's not dangerous to thorax swords. However, the precursors are very dangerous to cavalry. So I think that was a major factor in this battle, but oh, it was a great one. I really liked this battle. So in terms of kills, not that different, but you can see how well Iraklis uses his horse archers here. The Bactrian noble horse do a decent job. The Bactrian infantry was completely smashed by the chariot here and the thorax swords. The thorax swords here do a lot better than these thorax swords. But look at the Median cav, and this is, in my opinion, what makes the difference here. Look at the kills on the Median cav. Poor kills all around. And that is in no small part, I believe, due to the fact that they went in, 8 precursors, and then fought Bactrian noble horse. And in some cases, we saw 1 Bactrian noble horse kill 2 Median cav, and that can usually only happen if the Median cav has taken substantial hit point damage beforehand. So first battle goes to Iraklis. That's something you have become used to seeing now. And let's see what happens in game number 2. It's also an unusual matchup, and I hope you enjoy that one as well. Strength and honor.